guys, it's Miss Foltz here again, and today I am going to show you how to create a thesis statement and a list of research questions. Alright, so hypothetically speaking, I went through the list of topics and I selected this topic right here. Should local high schools have soda machines? Alright, now this is not a topic that you guys can choose. This is just one that I'm going to use for an example. Alright, so under normal circumstances, you have probably been taught to take the question or take the prompt from last year and you would turn it into a side A and a side B and you'd come up with a list of reasons for a T-chart. Now, when you're creating a research paper, it's very similar. However, you aren't coming up with your own reasons necessarily. You're coming up with some things that need to be addressed, and you're going to address those items or those things in your research. So you don't necessarily have the answers to your questions until you actually do the research. So, all right, so just to kind of make things a little bit more familiar, I did set up a T-chart here for you. But we're not going to fill in the whole thing. We're only going to fill in side A and side B. So, should local high schools have soda machines? Side A would be local high schools should have soda machines. And side B would be local high schools should not have soda machines. All right. Now, I am going to select side B. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Now, the reason that I'm selecting side B isn't necessarily because I believe in it. I just believe that my research is probably going to be a little bit easier if I do select side B. I think there's more research out there as to why we shouldn't have sodas in high schools, rather than we should. So again, I'm going with side B. It doesn't necessarily mean that I have to believe in side B, but I'm going to write my paper on side B. Now, you do not have to come up with 3 reasons here again. Instead, what I want you to do is I want you to come up with a list of questions. Now, these are questions that you plan to answer during your research. And again, your questions should prove this. So in order for me to prove that we should have soda machines, what are some things that I need to be asking myself? Now, I'm not going to tell you that you have to have 20 questions. I'm not going to tell you have to have 5 questions. I want you to try to come up with as many as you possibly can because it's better to have more than not enough. So that way when you're doing your research, you can strike through some or you can combine some. It's just better to have more options. So, all right, so local high schools should not have soda machines. So what are some things we should ask ourselves in order to prove that? Maybe how much do they cost, right? Maybe we should ask ourselves, what habits could this lead to? As in, if a student starts to drink an abnormal amount of caffeine or of soda, what kind of habits could that build in the long run? Maybe caffeine could lead to more caffeine consumption, or maybe caffeine isn't enough and the person needs to move on to something, more, like those energy drinks or something. Let's see. How would soda machines impact a high school? You could specifically think about when it comes to money, or you could think about maybe soda machines could cause distractions, etc. Maybe why would parents be against soda machines? You could think also about some of the negative effects that what are the negative effects of sodas on students? You could also think about what are the negative effects. I probably should put a "the" here. What are the negative effects of soda on schools? What are the negative effects of sodas on parents? Right? Maybe they are super pricey and parents feel obligated to give their children $1 every day or so in order to get them the soda that they need. Okay, so I'm just going to make this a little smaller so that we can see all of our questions in one space. All right. All right, so here we have all of our questions in one space. As you can see, we have quite a few, and that's fine. If you have more, if you have less, that's perfectly fine. We are going to discuss our next step tomorrow. So if you have any questions about this, please let me know. I hope you found a topic that is interesting to you, and I hope you could easily come up with a few questions that will be answered in your research. If you have any questions, again, let me know, set up a one-on-one meeting, or send me an email. Bye!